Welcome back. Last week, I, 23 female, attended a work party without my boyfriend, 27, who was homesick. I ran into a colleague with whom I had had a brief encounter before I had gotten together with my boyfriend. It was the first time seeing him in person since that night, all those years ago, since we work at different branches. It was a tad awkward, so we said our highs and went our separate ways. Then, as the night progressed, we were thrown together by chance again. This time, we did not go separate ways. Instead, we got talking, reminiscing, and I'll admit that I enjoyed the attention. It was then we realized the chemistry and sexual tension was brimming, so we decided to do something about it. One of the female coworkers from my branch invited a few of the men and women over to her place for drinks after the party, and we decided to join them. Eventually, the crowd dispersed, leaving 3 women and 3 men in the house. I convinced my colleague to take it to the bedroom, while the other 2 couples headed to another room for a foursome. We continued talking while cuddled up, and after a few more drinks, we ended up kissing, and things escalated to the point we had sex several times. Afterward, we lay there cuddling, and I even gave him my phone number. When I woke up the next day, I found him gone without so much as a message or a note. My pride was hurt, but I pushed it out of my mind and went back home to my boyfriend as if nothing happened. I felt super guilty about what happened, but I figured what my boyfriend didn't know couldn't hurt him. That thought eased my pain. Until today. We both went to work early this morning, but about 2 hours in, I got a text from my boyfriend saying, "Come home ASAP." I was worried that something had happened and tried calling him, but it kept going to voicemail. So I hurried home and found my boyfriend's car in the driveway. I went inside to see him crying with his head in his hands. It was that instant that I knew that he knew. He got told by one of the coworkers who went for drinks after the party with us. That coworker was friends with one of the guys that went into the other room, and he had told him that I spent the night in the other room with a guy. He didn't press for details or anything. I tried to comfort him, saying I still love him very much, and that was very much just a one-time thing with absolutely zero chance of replay. But he brushed me off. He has since been aloof and is leaving my messages on read. Now, I'm feeling lost and unsure of how to explain everything to my boyfriend. I made a series of choices that led me to where I'm at currently. I don't know what I was thinking, and I got carried away. Now, I have no idea how to make things right with my boyfriend. I've never cheated before, and I'm at a loss for what to do now. Edit. Well, this is an update of sorts. It's been 2 days since I last made my post. I moved out yesterday from the apartment I shared with my now ex-boyfriend. It hurts to even write that. He decided he no longer wanted to see me. Fair enough, I guess. Since I had to move out in a hurry, I had to move into a motel. I'm now going to have to look for permanent accommodations. And I better find it fast because my savings aren't infinite. Unfortunately, my office knows what happened. The coworker who told on me apparently has a big mouth in addition to a big ding-dong. I don't even know how I'm going to show up at work again. I can't bear the humiliation. Why has everybody made my business their business? I don't deserve this. I made a mistake, yes, but why did it have to be anybody's business but mine? Edit 2. I don't want to downplay the seriousness of what happened because I not only slept with someone else, but my choices may have appeared as if I intentionally put myself in a situation where it could happen, even if I didn't realize it at the time. It probably comes off as I'm not remorseful, but I truly am. It's important for you to confront the truth within yourself. You deceived, cheated, and betrayed your commitment to your partner. It seems that you lack genuine remorse for your actions. Instead, you focused on having a good time and desired to continue the affair without considering the consequences for your boyfriend, or the people involved who became complicit in your actions. You even disregarded the fact that this occurred at a work event, which could potentially jeopardize your job. Your sole priority was enjoying yourself with this guy, even if it meant destroying your own world. Now that you understand the reality of your actions, it's crucial to take ownership of them. Reflect on your situation and make decisions accordingly if you're dissatisfied with the choices you made. Move forward, but it's essential to be honest with yourself above all else. Story 2. I cheated on my husband, boyfriend at the time of the incident, in a very stupid, cruel, and vapid way. I would commute to work about an hour or so away, and I reconnected with a friend near where I worked that would bring me chicken sandwiches randomly while I was working or send very cute, charming, flirty texts that made me smile. Anyways, I slept with this flirty, nice old acquaintance, and my boyfriend husband went through my phone I slept with this very flirty, nice old acquaintance, and my boyfriend husband went through my phone when I was sleeping and found out about the very stupid, regrettable decision I made, and we broke up for a short while and then got back together and tried to work through it. It's now 4 years later. We were married last year, and since then he's had an equally regrettable transgression. In an argument a few months before we got married, he got very aggressive with me and physical. I retaliated, and I take some responsibility for provoking it. I think I literally screamed, "Hit me." Tonight, we were fighting, and he brought up the event from my stupid 25th year of life, and now I'm in my 29th. I didn't know what to say or do. Can you stay in a relationship when your partner resents you for a mistake you made so long ago? Can you make it work? How can I do anything else other than give him my time, love, and attention to change his resentment towards me? He won't go to therapy. We recently stopped intimacy like we used to. Before we were married, we had sex daily, and now we go for weeks without intimacy. It's been like this for a year. Maybe he feels stuck now that we're married and the resentment is coming out. Do people change and fight when confronted with relationship standardization? Routines, forced kindness, and comforting each other when it's not always convenient? A feeling of loss of self? I feel helpless. How can I talk to him about this? Every time I bring up my feelings, if they're a bit inconvenient, which, let's be honest, if the occasion calls for you to bring up your feelings, it's never going to be that comfortable for all parties involved, right? Anyways, my feelings almost make him turn on me. And that's what brought out his mentioning my transgression anyways. I don't know any successful relationships from my life either. My dad was single, my grandma raised me sometimes, and my grandpa was dead. All my perceptions of how things should be in a marriage are idealized. Is this just how it goes? Resent and permanence? Edit. I guess there is a disproportionate reciprocity regarding forgiveness. And maybe a bit of shame, guilt-driven acceptance of circumstance. I love him enough to forgive him for what happened a year ago, but he doesn't love me enough to forgive stupid, dumb, meaningless sex. To be frank, I don't believe our marriage has a promising future. Trust plays a vital role in maintaining a stable and healthy marriage, and it's evident that trust has been severely damaged. Despite the passage of time, the fact remains that you cheated on your husband, which has shattered his trust in you. Time alone cannot repair the deep breach of trust that occurred. Unfortunately, there is very little that can be done at this point to restore it. Given these circumstances, I believe our marriage has reached its breaking point. Comments. Honestly, you're a pretty shitty person and a bad partner, and he should never have gotten back together with you after you cheated. You two should have stayed broken up. All I'm reading here is you constantly minimizing what you did. It's pathetic. He deserves better than some weak-willed person like you. You act so casually about your cheating. How you were young, how it was just a mistake, how it was 4 years ago. It's like you don't understand how serious what you did was. And you can't believe he's not over it already. Maybe he's not over it because he realizes you've never really felt all that guilty. And no, his transgression, from how you describe it, was definitely not equally regrettable. Again, you don't seem to understand the seriousness of your actions. He had a choice. End the relationship or continue it, and his choice was to actually go on to marry her. If he can't ever move past this, then he should leave, and he absolutely shouldn't have chosen to marry her. He doesn't get to choose to stay and then treat her with disdain forever, with no responsibility for his own choices. If it isn't something he can move past, then it's his responsibility to leave. If he would rather stay and rub her face in it for the next 4 decades, that kind of makes him an asshole.